Hello, everybody. This is Nathan.
This is Daniel.
Wham bam! What the fuck did we just watch? This is Vivarium. Roll the poster. Okay. So
what? What did we watch? What is this? This
is a heavy ass movie.
This is confusing. This is.
Let's just get to the beginning parts. Okay, so the movie finds itself at the beginning showing us what is basically a cuckoo and its life cycle.
Yeah.
A cuckoo bird has an egg laid in a nest in another bird's nest.
Another bird's nest. It takes over, is what it does.
Yeah, it's what it's called a parasitoid.
Yeah.
It's a parasitic bird. Yeah, they exist.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's nature for you.
Well, this is the opening for the movie. Kind of ruins where the narrative is going.
Kinda? Maybe?
I don't really know. This one's kind of confusing.
This is giving us both a headache here.
I actually have a headache and a stomach ache from watching this movie.
Starting to get a ping right above my eye.
Okay, so Imogen poops. And Jesse Eisenberg work at a school. Imogen plays this teacher. It's an elementary teacher, and she finds these two baby birds that were kicked out of the nest by this baby cuckoo. She comes across this little girl, and she has to explain about how it's basically nature. Sometimes nature sucks.
Yeah.
This being one of those cruel fates, unfortunately, that we find ourselves in. Our characters go house hunting.
Look at this dude, he can't even stand right.
They run into a man.
Yeesh.
His name is Martin, played by Jonathan Harris. You might have seen him in other things, but...
I can't for the life of me go ahead and remember a single one.
No.
They follow him to this housing addition after basically he coaxes them with...
just a promise of a cheap house with a new life. I mean, it's a
dream for any young couple.
It's a dream come true.
Jesse Eisenberg's a little hesitant, as well as the rest of the audience sitting here watching this develop. And we're left with Imogen being too sweet of a person. They follow this weirdo, or man cuckoo, to this housing addition where everything seems cookie cutter. I mean, every house looks the exact same. This neighborhood kind of emphasizes the idea that you are home.
You're staying there no matter what.
So Martin following around the house with them, leaving an overemphasis on the idea that this is an ideal place for a young couple to raise a family. Do you have children? No, not yet. Creepy undertones ensue. Then he just disappears. And the family of two is left in a house that seems to show up on every block. The exact same damn house.
Yeah.
The exact same house.
Man, fuck that place.
Number 9.
They literally go through an entire tank of gas trying to get out of this place, and they keep running in different directions, either from the left or from the right, into this damn house. And that's the whole movie for the most part.
They're not getting out of this neighborhood, it seems like. They even climb a ladder to look over at the top of the house when we find houses everywhere.
All these pretty little pink and fluffy little clouds.
It's infinite.
This one's hard to go ahead and get my head around on exactly what this is.
Yeah.
I'm calling it an EDT. An EDT is an extra-dimensional terrestrial. It is an alien who can manipulate time and space and warp it around them. And that's the only explanation I got.
We guess?
It feels like a Wes Anderson movie, as in it's really bright, overly lit, boring.
A little bit. It keeps you hanging on until the end, but it's
You
only
get about as
because
much explanation
yeah,
as you did before.
It's only because you want to come up with an explanation, or you want them to give you an explanation, and no.
There is a specific scene that I'm not going to go ahead and let up onto that, well, it's weird. It's like going through a Looney Tunes cartoon in a way.
A little bit.
But it's cyclical, so it comes full circle. You'll find out what we mean if you go and watch this movie. I do recommend it because it is a good movie. I just don't know what the hell to make of it.
Competent acting, especially, I've always argued this with child actors nowadays. Very good acting. H.N.S.G in this. H.N.S.G Jennings? I don't know how you pronounce his name. He's a little boy. Creepy little mutant.
I'm with him. Fuck that kid.
Does a good job. I think so.
Fuck that kid.
Yeah, he's, creepy little kid.
It's not a kid, though.
That's,
I'm positive that's not a child. At least not a human child.
no. No.
I recommend at least checking out the trailer for this. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it on YouTube, as a matter of fact, if you don't even want to bother with that app. There's a lot of places that you can get it. I'd recommend renting it.
Yeah.
I bought the film on Amazon, and I don't regret it, but it's going to take a while for me to go ahead and get rid of this headache.
It's one of those movies, you watch it once and you're just like, I'm good.
Yep.
I'm good. I won't watch this again. I don't think so.
I did like the acting from Jesse Eisenberg. For once, he's not a twitchy nerd.
Eisenberg does good, as does Poots.
Mm-hmm. Her last name's Poots.
Yeah, Poots.
I loved her in fucking the remake of Fright Night. She was one of the only competent actresses in that entire movie.
Yeah.
The remake.
The remake. This is just one of those...
It feels like an SCP, which the never-ending IKEA, but it's in a Wes Anderson neighborhood.
Mix it up with a little Silent Hill, mix it up with a little Groundhog's Day, maybe.
It's a lot of things.
I don't know.
I don't think it competently went ahead and executed its original goal, which was to be a sci-fi movie, because it leaves you with more questions about absolutely everything.
The director had this deeper idea with it, but it just didn't pan out.
It wasn't sound.
No.
Now, his other works include a couple of short films, Foxes. Another one was Defaced, which is his earliest work as far as it goes. I'm pretty sure you can find that on YouTube.
Lorcan Finnegan,
who directs this film, has made a series of short films on and about everywhere. Defaced on YouTube. From what I understand, it's relatively good. He made another movie called Foxes, which is not too bad. It's kind of weird and a lot like this movie. And there's a couple other ones. Go check them out. I mean, look up the name.
Sure.
The name's right here. So
It's
that way,
Irish.
So that way you can go ahead and there's a lot more. There's so much more to this movie than the bland explanation that we can give without ruining anything and without being able to explain things. Honestly, this movie's not bad. I'd give it about a 3 or a 4.
I would have given it a 3 out of 10.
It does not necessarily answer a lot of pivotal questions that you have once you get into the movie, such as where this child came from, what this child is, what the hell the place is that they are in. And then we ended up looking up the definition of Vivarium, which is basically a lab where scientists can go ahead and keep their eyes on animals and see their behaviors. And
by simulating their natural environment.
now, if you did not know that before walking into this movie, we might have just ruined it for you with that explanation. Maybe?
Maybe?
I don't know. This movie is hella confusing. If they do manage to go ahead and actually make a sequel to it, I'll watch it.
Sure.
Something tells me it's not going to change much in its narrative.
It would be one of those direct-to-DVD things, I would imagine. If they did.
Everything's direct-to-DVD nowadays.
More like direct-to-VOD.
Yeah.
But
Go check it out. It's not bad.
You give it a spin.
It's not great,
Yeah.
but it's no Strangeland. Love you, D. Snyder. But go check it out. It should be on VOD. You can find it on Amazon. And I'm pretty sure a couple of other networks might eventually end up picking it up. You can always get it on hard copy, and then you can find it in PlayStation Store and the Xbox Store. So go check it out. This has been your Horror Nerds. Nathan.
Daniel.
Being very confused and signing out. Till next time.